So guys, before we start today's video, if you guys are looking for cheap and reliable games and CD keys, check out m8x.com. Link to their website will be down in the description. And also, why don't you guys use my discount code MSYT for an extra 2% off all your orders.
Oh, is that like a G meter on there?
I hadn't seen that. That's nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I'm
that's
going to
good.
break. Yeah. Positive G's and oh, look at that.
Oh, that's nice.
That's really nice. Okay.
So while we're at the drag strip, I suppose we can show off another one of the reward cars. It's
Okay.
obviously 250 gear limited, but if you work out the numbers on it, with this amount of power, it could do about 320 with the right gearing, which is just insane.
That is,
So it only has 2 gears, right? Because
Yeah,
it's
so
electric.
it's got 4 motors, 2 gears on the rear 2 motors. So each motor has its own gearbox, which is pretty cool.
Out of the way,
he went
minis.
flying.
And that means because it's got 4 motors, it can do both positive and negative torque vectoring. So it can use the motors in regeneration to rotate the car.
So yeah, it's one motor per wheel, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're all independent.
Can I try it out?
Yeah, go for it. So Rimac's quite a new company for cars. They kind of cut their thing is making batteries and battery control systems.
Yeah, it's quite oversteering.
Yeah, well, 1900 horsepower.
That's true.
So they make batteries for people like Koenigsegg, and
right, cool.
they start making their own cars, Concept 1 and now the Concept 2.
Yeah, if you get some good tunes on that, imagine. Quite interesting to see how fast and far that can go.
You know, it's almost feeling like traction control is off. I mean, I just get rumble almost immediately when I put it down. It's one of these. What is this
Hey.
even?
So, after we saw the Buick on the last live stream, I had a look into this, and apparently it's a design quirk that started in the 70s with Pontiac.
Okay.
And the only plausible explanation I could come across was that when you're drag racing in
Okay.
a muscle car, it's kind of closer to being in your line of sight. So I guess that's the thinking there.
Look at that. I love this thing. But it's definitely not quite as fast as the Rimac.
No.
No, I was about to say.
It's not. That is. But for 1970 was this? 1971, something
Yeah.
like that. It was a quick car still. So yeah, this thing's awesome. If you go into Chase Cam as well, awesome paint scheme on this.
Yeah, decked out in red, white, and blue.
Yeah,
That's
it's a really cool car. So
and smashing through the walls.
I think if you look at the front as well, Torben, it's like, yeah, you see the red, white, and blue stripes on the grille as well.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
It's a nice touch.
Yeah.
it's very American.
That's great. Okay, what else?
It just
Wow, look at that.
You had a fact on this one, didn't you?
Oh yes, the name Dino comes from Enzo Ferrari's son, and you might think, well, it's a Fiat. Why is it named after a Ferrari person? And it's because back in the 60s, Ferrari, quite a small manufacturer, they couldn't build enough cars to homologate their racing engines, so they made a deal with Fiat and said, hey, can you build us some engines to homologate them, please? And so this car was born. It's got a Ferrari engine in it, which is a V6, I think,
Yeah, pretty sure.
with an unusual angle between the 2 banks of cylinders as well. It went for 65 degrees, which was pretty unheard
It
of
is
at the
really
time.
unusual.
That's a lot wider than they would
Yeah.
normally go with.
I'm really digging that dash.
I was about to say, that
But
interior
yeah,
is just as nice.
Ferrari used the same engine in the Dino Coupe, but in the back of the car.
So that is.
'Cause it has 4 doors, so that was the deciding factor for us. V6 twin turbo in this one. It's a great car.
I absolutely love the logo.
The Trident.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
absolutely gorgeous.
For me on this car, it's the clock in the middle of the dash that's just fantastic.
It just oozes with like luxury and
Yeah.
performance, doesn't it? It's a great car.
Yeah, this is a car you could definitely cruise across the continent in. And
Or
Oh, yeah,
in
definitely.
that case of what I'm doing here, which is like.
you're taking it down a dirt road.
I mean, it
I
is
don't think
all-wheel drive.
Maserati intended for that.
It's all-wheel drive.
That's true, yeah.
Like stock all-wheel drive.
Yeah, stock all-wheel drive. Which also means it's got the most powerful version as well. 404 horsepower, I think. Going
Pretty
totally
powerful.
over there, yeah.
That's
So it moves, yeah.
And when this was in Festival Playlist and unlocking in
Oh, the Ghibli was in summer.
In summer, so first up.
First week.
That's it there for the
There we
community
go.
championship.
Okay.
So.